Well, thanks everyone for joining me and Dr. Marmur this afternoon. Such a busy time of year with everyone getting going in the year 2022. And it is my distinct pleasure to assist Dr. Marmur with her launch of what I think is an incredibly exciting product. It's been years in the making. It is this product that I have in front of me. It's called the MMSphere 2GO. And it's really an incredible product that uses light, LED light, to cure various challenges that the skin may have. What Dr. Marmur has taught me over the years is that skin changes over the time. It changes with the seasons, it changes with your age, it changes with your mood or stress or whatever you might be going through. And so an effective way to treat it is with light, different types of light at different times in your life. And so what Dr. Marmur created was this MMSphere 2GO. So I use it every day. I actually sit it right on my desk when I'm working away, or I actually perch it on my piano when I'm practicing the piano. I know Dr. Marmur is much more ambitious than I am. She puts it right on her Peloton while she's using it. And what I would say that I love about this product is that it isn't a gimmick. You know, Dr. Marmur has always been a conservative doctor. She really encourages people to look their most natural self. She's never pushed anything that doesn't really work. And this product really, really works. So I'll turn it over to Dr. Marmur now, who has really, in my mind, been a pioneer in the skincare industry. And this is really her first major commercial product that will be available in the mass markets starting in the year 2022. We'll get the first look at it today, which is so exciting. And I'll let her talk about photobiomodulation, what that is. And then I have a prepared list of questions for her, but then of course everyone can jump in as they wish to ask her as well. So Dr. Marmur, thanks so much for taking the time for us today.
Thank you. I'm so happy to see Jana and to meet her friends and see Christina. And I want to thank Arlene for making this little presentation. Are you guys able to see the screen with the pretty presentation up on the screen?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I thought what I would do is so these are the two FDA cleared devices that we have launched. One is the Mommy, and this is the new baby that just arrived stateside last week. And so that's what we are so excited about, and it's already gotten amazing press. It's called the most brilliant home device, and it's really an extension of what I do in the office, like Erika said with her incredible introduction, so thank you. But every day in my office, I'm thinking about the biology of skin, and then when I'm asked to comment on skincare, I feel like I'm talking more. I think I have to learn more about the marketing strategy for skincare. And I feel like that's a little disconnect with what I do every day in the office. So my passion is to bring biology back to beauty using light. And light is the most sustainable, natural thing you can use for your skin. Your skin is the only photodynamic organ of the body. Your GI tract, as you know, your gut is also very dynamic, but your skin is the only photodynamic organ of the body. So that is the movement. We're trying to be as sustainable and natural and smart as possible, because your skin is already the most insanely, incredibly smart organ. And that's why I call it intelligent skincare. It's not me who's intelligent. It's the skin is already smart, and we just need to harness its own powers and optimize it using light. So this is just to teach you what photobiomodulation means. It's a really long word, but it's really simple if you break it down. Photo just means light, and photo light has photons, and that's a form of energy. Bio means biological, and modulate just means to change something. So we're using light energy with your own biology to improve your skin. And we want to improve our redness, we want to improve our collagen, we want to improve our wrinkles, we want to improve any of the stressors that are on our skin. A lot of us have really dry, dull skin right now, and I found that the amber light, you'll see, really improves the moisturization of your skin. A lot of our patients are using blue light to improve some of the precancers on their skin called actinic keratoses. But blue light is also a treatment for acne. So my children use the blue light. And then the green light is the one that brightens your skin and helps combat the sun damage. On this little cartoon here, you can see that wavelengths go into different depths of the skin. And in my office, I use different wavelengths of lasers to specifically target either a brown cell or a red cell or a collagen fiber. So I'm really very, very specific in the office. The way this was all invented and the reason it's coming out now is because 30 years ago, NASA perfected red LED light, and they used it for two reasons. NASA used it for their own astronauts because they weren't able to sleep well out in space, and their vital signs like their blood pressure and their heart rate got bad because they were stressed out from insomnia. So they actually used red light for their astronauts to help them sleep. And then all their vital signs got better, and they looked better. So thanks to NASA, we know that you can look better with LED light. And they also were using it for growth and trying to stimulate growth in outer space. Now with technology, like what Erika does, all these like global semiconductor technologies and stuff like that, the world has so much more access to LED technology. And now we have the highest level purified LEDs that are now accessible to us. So that's why I invented them on a nice, big, beautiful sculptural device. It sits in front of my, right now it's sitting in front of my keyboard at the computer. I can turn it on while I'm giving a Zoom call or a lecture or talking to people, and they're like, why are you green? And I'm like, because I'm giving myself a treatment. So Erika's turning hers on too. And so you can see my whole face and neck and my chest would be treated all at once. And I'm not sitting there like like bound to this little tiny device. It's not something dangerous that might be right up on your face. It's very, very safe because it has a protective coating over the lights, and it has this empty space in the middle so that you're not staring at light. You're either looking at this empty space, or like me, I'm looking at you guys on my screen. So your eyes are totally safe. So that's what I'm saying here. You do your face, neck, and chest. 20 minutes is the session. And if you get up and walk away, your light goes off on its own after 20 minutes. So we have a little timer, and it has that sound. You hear that little sound? It's like a chime. So that is the sound of it when it goes on and off.
So Ellen, if I may, can I jump in and ask the first question, which is, so it sounds to me like, you have one of the unique properties of this device is that it has many different LED lights. There's other products on the market that either have red light or maybe they have blue light. But one of the many special things about your product is that it has the different types of wavelengths. And so my question is, can you let us know how often you need to use the device for it to be effective in your opinion? And can you use different types of light in the same day?
Yes, I love that question. Let's see. Well, we have some before and afters I can show you in a minute. But so, for example, the green light is the one that I love for sun damage. And then and you can feel your skin. There's no thermal, there's nothing stinging or there's nothing hot, but you can actually feel it working on your skin. And then for me, I actually turn it right away to amber light for a second session. So I'll do green plus amber. Green for sun damage, amber for moisture. And so you can now see the amber on me. I do this like 3 or 4 times a week now that I'm in a good pattern and a good habit. That's another reason why we wanted to make it super easy on the go in this to-go case so that you never kind of forget it. It's super convenient so that your compliance is good. We recommend people use it 3 times a week, but you can use it twice a day if you want.
Okay. And do you need to use goggles to protect your eyes, or is that really only for people who are very, very sensitive to light?
You do not need to use goggles, again, because you're not staring at the light and it's not within 5 inches of your eyes like some of the other devices. So you are very safe. For people who, I'd say about 1% of the population is very sensitive to light. And you know that because if you walk in a room, you're always the one who turns down the light or dimming the lights in the room. If you're one of those people, I did include a free set of eye protection goggles in the kit. And that's really just up to you if you want to do that. You don't have to use the goggles. It's not FDA required that you use the goggles, but we always want you to be comfortable. Another little trick is to put on sunglasses if you feel like it's bright and you want to just like be sure. You can put on sunglasses so you're still like reading a book or watching TV or having your breakfast, but you know, your eyes would not be sensitive. We've had 0 complaints of eye sensitivity in our clinical studies and in all the people who've bought the light. So we're good.
And I guess another question would be, in terms of, you know, you have patients ranging from teenagers battling acne to people in their 50s who would like to soften fine wrinkles, to people in their 80s who are dealing with brown spots on their, you know, their hands or their face. Is there one particular area of troublesome spots that you find is most effectively dealt with LED, or are they all, do you see efficacy, equal efficacy amongst all the different light treatments?
A great question. I think the most research is out for the blue, because the blue light comes in a big, huge in-office device as well. And that really helps with the acne and the bumps. We've seen a lot of older patients now, I'm talking older, like 40 and up, who have maskne. And so the blue light has been really helpful for people with maskne. I'd say our most popular treatments, though, in anyone over the age of 40 is the green light in the morning and the red light at night. And both of those are for the more youthful skin. And that's where we've gotten the feedback. We're like, I'm obsessed. I miss it if I don't have it. And we pair it with these beautiful serums that you see on the screen right now. These serums are like, they go on, they're aloe. So you can see it's an invisible serum kind of thing. And it smooths over one little bit, goes over your whole face, eyes, and neck. And that's really, and it smells so good. It has a very light, natural fragrance with the botanicals, so it's not an actual fragrance. And then it's aloe, and it's hyaluronic acids, and it has a special ingredients that are activated by the corresponding light. So the green serum is activated by the green light, the red serum is activated by the red light, and the blue serum is activated by the blue light. And that's really unique. We're the only system patented, actually, where you are boosting your skincare with light.
Amazing. And, you know, one of the things I'm also, you know, I think just as a patient of yours over the years, I've always sort of felt like, wow, I really feel like my skin looks so much better with your care, and your approach is so dynamic to help me as my life and skin changes. But at the same time, I think, you know, you're a scientist at heart. And I thought it might be interesting for you to walk us through some of the empirical science that shows that this technology actually works. You know, I know you have some sort of before and afters of some of your patients that you've been studying. And I think it would be really interesting to go through that.
Yeah, I would love to show you. And these are really fun photos. This is something called a visia, which is horrifying when you take a photo and you see your own sun damage. But this is a way for us to objectively count different issues that we have on our skin. And this is one of our 3 clinical trials that we conducted over the past couple of years using the light and the serums. This is UV spots showing this patient went from 209 count of spots to 140, which was 33% improvement in 6 weeks. To put that into perspective, if we use the laser for like $1,500 here called Fraxel, you would probably be getting about a 22% improvement. So this is phenomenal, these results here. That also,
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Dr. Marmur, but also I would mention some people might say that Fraxel is a little bit painful. And so I would also add, you know, as someone who has been using your device, it's completely harmless. It doesn't, you know, there's no stinging, there's no burning. It just sits there and does its thing. without any pain at all.
Yeah, it's amazing because it is working on a molecular level, but it's not causing any heat transfer. So it doesn't cause any side effects like that. It doesn't cause any stinging. And that is one of the most amazing things about photobiomodulation. So that were the UV spots, and this is now texture. And we all have that extra texture where we're like, oh my God, how did I get these lines around my mouth? I feel like my skin is like melting. And so texture is also something that we laser in the office. But here we just use the system, the MMSkincare system with the light and serums, and we went way down from 1,141 textured markers to 633 texture areas. And so that's a 45% decrease, and therefore her skin is that much smoother after 6 weeks. Here are pores. Pores are always something that people like hate. And pores tend to be mainly in the T-zone. So she went from 1,239 pore spots down to 821. And we were really surprised to actually get this. And this means that the collagen is actually building up and closing the pore. So this isn't that the pores are being like erased. It's more that the skin is growing up and tightening so that you don't get that marker.
Is that the green light or the red light that does that?
This one was actually, believe it or not, the blue light that did
I'm going to say that immediately.
Yeah. One fun fact is that in every single one of our serums, you have it's called a dynamic essence. So you actually have the same dynamic essence, the same ingredients in the core of each of our serums and masks. So you're getting that powerful anti-aging in every single product. And then the added benefit are things that are targeting, specifically acne or oily skin or boosting collagen or helping at nighttime. So here's another one with even better pore removal. So she went from 1,533 pore areas down to 749. Again, amazing, 51% decrease. And that means her skin was tighter and smoother. And you can even see she has more like radiance in her skin as well.
I can see that.
Yeah. And this one is called porphyrins. Porphyrins is a marker of the bacteria that live on our skin. And these can cause like congested skin that looks kind of inflamed, rosacea and acne. So she went way down as well, 2,423 porphyrins down to 1,239 porphyrins. And that was a 49%. And this is actually after 2 weeks. So it does work really, really fast. It basically kills off all the bacteria. Hi, Dad. And this is one of our favorite before and afters. His texture got phenomenally better, and even his skin radiance got better. He's still breaking out a little bit, so we'd like to help him with that. So this is real. He went from 2,258 textured spots down to 1,519, and he's going to give us a little video. Let's see. Here we go.
I think he's on mute. But he does look very radiant.
I'm going to start over. You can read the caption. It's sphere, not sphere. So I have a story too. I use the sphere next to my computer at home. And yesterday morning, my husband woke up way too early and I came out for my cup of coffee and he's like, oh my God, I was using your sphere. I love how it makes me feel. I especially love the green one. It made me feel so good and optimistic and energetic. And I really feel like it did something for my skin. So I was like, yes, we have a convert. And then even my 15-year-old son actually steals it, the blue light, without telling me, and treats his own skin for his acne. And I know Christina also has a little story about her kids using the sphere at home as well.
Yeah, my kids, it's funny because I have an 8-year-old and 11-year-old, and they watch everything I do, obviously. And so they said, Mommy, we want to use a sphere too. And so I actually let them use it at night, for my while they're doing homework or when we're reading a book. And it's just really, the red light releases dopamine in your body, really helps calm the body, and helps them really get ready for sleep. And my daughter especially has some anxiety, and always has had a little bit of trouble with sleep. So I make sure that they get their red light in every night. And setting number 3 is a heartbeat red, which has a red light that pulses on and off to the same beat as like a heartbeat, and it really just calms your nervous system, and helps you get ready for bed. So I love using it for my kids, and it's safe enough for my kids. That's the best thing.
Amazing.
Yeah, this is the heartbeat setting. I love that. This is something I put on there. This is all me. Heartbeat cadence has been found subconsciously in like music and other things in your world, you'll notice. And it actually is something like babies love to lie on the chest because they feel the heartbeat. And so we are subconsciously really attuned to this type of slower cadence. So this is 33 beats per minute. And it really does kind of bring you down. It converts your sympathetic nervous system, which is the fight or flight system, to the parasympathetic system, where you're just ready to sort of breathe and relax. When Vogue magazine did an exclusive launch for us, their favorite setting also was the meditative setting of the heartbeat setting. So I love the fact that this has not only a lot of medicinal qualities for your skin, but also medicinal qualities for your emotional well-being. And we know that the skin is intimately connected to your emotional well-being, and even stress and cortisol and hormones, all those things. So that's sort of my secret favorite thing about all this, is that I know I'm a dermatologist, but when I'm in the room with my patients, there's a lot of emotional conversation, and it's a real privilege to help people fix their skin and also talk about what's happening emotionally. So I think that's really part of the beauty of this sphere.
Actually, Ellen, I was also going to ask you in this conversation about the use of the LED for seasonal affective disorder, which I know I have. I'm very sensitive living in the Northeast to shorter days, and what you would recommend with regards to, if anything, how the sphere might help with seasonal affective disorder.
Yeah, so that is 100%. And this is one of the only home devices that's a beauty device that also has the amber color for the seasonal affective disorder. This is the #1 used worldwide of home LED, is the amber color. So many people do have a circadian rhythm where they really need sunlight. And as we know, sunlight right now in New York isn't that easy to get. You guys in Florida have a much better dose of sun than we do. But it really does, it is a known mood elevator, and it's because it releases endorphins. And this is also why I find that it helps your skin actually glow, because you get this rush of endorphins, which opens up your blood vessels, and then you're getting a nice circulation to your face. Circulation carries red blood cells, they carry oxygen and everything else in that yummy serum of your blood that brings the growth factors to your skin. So there's a big, good reason why you're kind of boosting your skin and your mood at the same time with the amber light for the seasonal affective disorder. And maybe that's why I love it so much after the green. Like maybe I didn't even know. I have like subclinical seasonal affective disorder. But yeah, that's a really, really popular worldwide demand for LED light.
Now, Dr. Marmur, I promised that we wouldn't take more than 30 minutes of your time, because I know you also have a very robust practice, but maybe I'll just pause here to see if there are any questions from the audience. And if not, we'll let you go. I know there's a special offer that you have for friends and family at this special launch time, for which we're so grateful. Thank you so much. I know I'll be taking advantage of that. But are there any questions from any people in the audience about the device? Or here you get Dr. Marmur for free to ask for any skincare questions you'd like.
Let's see. Come on, Jana. Go off mute. Does she know how to go?
Are her lips moving, but you can't see her?
I think she has to learn how to go off mute. If you click your own photo, on the top right will be a little blue box on your own photo, and it'll say unmute. Like
Or
on your
or on the bottom, it might say mute or unmute.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, she got it.
Oh,
Yay, you got it.
good. Yeah, gee, I learned so much. I didn't know all this stuff before. That's wonderful. It's really innovative what you're doing. Great. I don't have any questions though. I think I can't think of anything to ask you. It's really good.
Okay, well, I'll ask a question. The question is like, how do you use it? How about that? So it literally is the easiest thing in the whole wide world. I put like an old-fashioned stereo dial on it for those of us who might get scared of technology. So it's literally just a dial. So this just comes right out of the box. It's already charged. And then it's got a battery hiding in this. And so it can be recharged on the bottom. There's like, oh, right here, there's like a little recharger port. And then it lasts for like 20 minutes times 3. So every third treatment, you just replug it in. And I just leave mine next to my computer. If you're wondering like, oh, will I ever use it? You literally just have to turn it on. And once you do one session, you'll be like, oh, you know what? I actually do get it. Like you'll get it. And that'll be like, it'll break the ice for you. It is adding one step to your regimen, but it's also removing extra steps. You don't need the vitamin C, as you know, you don't need certain things. So I'm really trying to simplify and optimize what you are doing at home. You can't come into my office every day, so you should have the office at home. So like every 10th treatment you do is as if you came to the office.
Lovely. Great.
Dr. Marmur, also, I can't help but also just add from my semiconductor knowledge. So an LED is known as a light emitting diode. It's actually a type of semiconductor. And the good news is its lifetime is forever. This is not a device that will break down after a year or 2 years or 3 years. The LEDs actually go on forever and ever. That's just the nature of the LED. As long as there's an electrical current going through the device, the LED continues to self-perpetuate. So I think it's really interesting in the sense that it is an investment. The device is several $100s, but it does last for years and years and years and years and years.
Yeah, and there's no consumables. So some of the other devices, they time out after like 20 uses and then require you to buy something. This is not at all like that. So it's really meant to be friendly for the earth. You get it once, it works. It actually saves you a lot of products that you don't need to buy anymore. And I really feel like it's like the most responsible thing.
All right, well, let's stop it there because I know you have other patients. But Dr. Marmur, thank you so much for your time and talking to us. This has been incredibly educational. This also, I know we recorded this conversation, so I know it's going to go out to
Good.
So thank you so much for everyone for joining us.
Thank you all. Have a great day.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Mom, I'll see you in Florida next week.
Yay.
I'll bring my device.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye-bye, honey. I love